So, yeah, before introducing our guest speakers, let me quickly introduce about myself and also the objective for all these series of webinars. This is Kishore Ramaraju from based out of Sugarland, Texas. I'm a founder of this Indian Desi Friends group where we have over 30,000 members across 30 plus cities in USA. We also have groups in Canada, Mexico, UK. With the help of 60 plus admins, we are running these groups where we support our community with immigration related aspects or with the different type of events, with different type of investment and business opportunities, with uh, like whenever some parents are traveling alone, we try to map up with other companions. So there are a lot of different groups where we are trying to help our community. So the main reasons for these sessions, right? Again, wherever we see Facebook, social media, TV, wherever you open WhatsApp, we see everything about the death count or some fake messages, lot of negativity, lot of fake videos. So we thought like instead of spending our time in watching something negative which is not useful for anyone, unnecessarily getting panic or unnecessarily getting anxious, we thought like let us use this time for something better which is helpful to each and everyone in the family. So we conducted around 15 webinars in last 2 weeks, which are helpful for like for kids. We did with different sessions by Harvard students, various college admission, college financial planning, how to prepare for ACT, SAT, how to what are these AP advanced placement courses. We did some sessions on meditation, how to take control of our. We did few sessions on investment opportunities, how to build wealth in recession period, right? We brought 5 different experts from crypto, from real estate, from technology, from stocks. We had sessions on basic concepts of Bitcoin. Like that, we are doing all these sessions, and where we got over 400 to 500 attendees for each of the meetings. And some of those sessions are recorded, and they are on my YouTube channel. If you search Kishore Ramaraju, you will be able to see some of those videos. So that's one of my passion since last 15 to 20 years to share information. Since last 20 years I used to create blogs, create Facebook groups. So that's one of my passion, where in last 2 plus years through these groups we organized over 200 plus webinars and seminars related to immigration, taxation, medical, investment, business strategies, new technologies in IT, meditation, all those things. And also we have few more webinars in pipeline. One of them is on this Sunday, 10 a.m. We have a webinar with a 12-year-old data scientist and coding wonder, Mr. Siddharth. He's just 12 years old, but he's getting more than the 3 to 4 lakhs per annum. He's working as a data scientist. So that will be a great inspiration for all the kids, right? Playing some games and spending time. They can use this time to learn something valuable, how he started. So that's one of the webinar. And then we have one webinar on real estate investments on 4:15, 8 p.m. Another webinar on a primer on college essays on 4:17. On 4:18, take charge of your mind at 8 a.m. CST. Then we have a few more webinars on advanced concepts of Bitcoin, options trading, forex trading. All these webinars are in pipeline. So let's learn these things which are valuable, which will help us. And yeah, instead of thinking something which is outside our control. And regarding our speakers today, it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Anil Gandhi, who is a CEO and founder at AG Fintax. He got over 15 plus years of experience in finance profession as a finance controller, CFO, and other senior executive positions. Mr. Anil, before starting this AG Fintax, he also worked at Amazon, Starbucks, PwC, and Sun Edison. He is also an IRS authorized e-file provider and chartered accountant from India. And also, second, let me introduce Mr. Rahul, who is a founding partner of Reddy and Newman PC. He's a member of American Immigration Lawyers Association since 1995. It's like nearly 25 plus years of experience. He is practicing employment-based immigration since last 23 plus years. And he organizes, so we have these immigration groups with the support of Rahul. We have these daily free conference calls, not only to our group members, any member who got some questions on immigration, they can join to these daily conference calls, and they can get clarifications from Rahul, Emily, and their team. So it's a great service to the entire community. They are Rahul also and team. They do this weekly immigration Q&As on Facebook, and they do on YouTube Live, which are also very helpful. Immediately they update the community on what is happening with respect to COVID, on the travel restrictions or visa, lottery. Every week you will get the latest information. So thanks again, Anil and Rahul, for taking time to educate our community about this CARES Act and these disaster loans. So we'll start with Anil. Will start presenting like what is this act, how it will help the businesses, all those things, and then Rahul will talk on how it will impact or how this CARES Act, if we take some checks to $1,200, 2,400, how it will impact H1Bs or H4EADs, anybody on visas, and then we'll open for Q&A. I request all the members to type your questions while Anil and Rahul speaks. You can type your questions in the chat window, and on your behalf, I'll be asking all those questions to Mr. Anil and Mr. Rahul. So, yeah, it's all yours, Anil.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Kishore. Thanks for this opportunity. I always appreciate your efforts to serve this community. I attended many of your webinars, and you always try to diversify different topics, different areas to cover your webinar. 1 second, I'm getting echo.
Yeah, now it should be fine, Anil. I muted everyone.
Okay. Yeah. And thank you. I'm still getting echo. One thing, let me try. I am logging from team. Kishore, can you unmute my mobile also?
Sure, Anil. Which is your mobile number?
It should come with my name only.
Yeah, I unmuted your
Yes.
mobile.
Yes, we are good now. Yes, we are good. And thank you very much, Kishore. Thanks for this opportunity. Yeah. So now I will share my screen and we will jump into this because the topic is too big. We will try to cover to the extent possible. CARES Act 2020. This is one of the biggest act passed, one of the largest act or biggest act passed in US history, in the US history. This act was passed just around 10 days back. So we will go through in more details how this is benefited to us, to our community. Before I get into the details, so just I would like to highlight something. Please don't take this as a legal advice or tax advice. Before taking any actions based on my statements today or based on my presentation, please contact your CPA or your attorney for more clarification, because from situation to situation, person to person, the interpretation might be different. The one what I'm talking now here is at very high level and with a most in generic sense. However, if you have any follow-up questions, you can reach out to me or you can reach out to your CPA. So before getting into this, you should know with whom you are talking. And as Kishore briefed about me, I'm the CEO and founder of AG FinTax. I'm based in Seattle. I have 2 offices here, and I have 15 years of experience as a controller, as a CFO, and in many other senior executive positions. I was working in Amazon, Starbucks, and corporate offices, and PricewaterhouseCoopers and Sun Edison. Sun Edison was the world's largest renewable energy company. And I want to start with very small story. Why I got into this profession. Couple of years back, I was working in Amazon. When I was working in Amazon uses the best strategies, best practices in the industry. I am very well connected here. I talk to so many friends here. And so I felt why the small business owners or other business mid-sized businesses are not able to use those best strategies or best practices in the industry. And Amazon used to pay zero federal tax on the entire their net income. Even the incomes were in billions of dollars, but they pay just zero tax. So it may not be possible for everyone because they use a lot of strategies. They have specific investments where there are tax saving opportunities. So then I thought, I have 15 years of experience. Why can't I start serving the small business owners community and help them on saving taxes, bringing the best practices in the industry? And one day I decided to quit my Amazon full-time high-paying job. So then I started my practice. In the last couple of years, I have been helping so many business owners. I've been helping, I'm able to save thousands of dollars in taxes and offering other services. In this process this year, few of my clients came to me and they were worried so much because they have to close their businesses. And they don't have any other alternative source of incomes because they have to close the business because of the COVID. Then I got to know that our government is working on this CARES Act. So then I decided this is an opportunity for me to serve the community. Then on that day, for the last almost 2 weeks now, with a lot of efforts I'm putting in, on an average, we are working as a team per day, individually 6 to 20 hours we are working to be on top of what's happening. We'll go through in more detail now. So then I decided, okay, I want to serve this community with this. So I'm trying to learn whatever is to the extent possible on hourly basis. As a team, I have 4 CPAs, 2 chartered accountants, and 2 CMAs in my team, and plus me. Now we'll get into the details. This small one virus impacted more than 200 countries in the world. There is a big impact on economy. There is a big impact on economy because of this small virus. Whenever there are impacts like this, our US government always comes forward and try to help the community. It happened in the past many times, and as usual, again this time also they came forward and they came up with a new act, Coronavirus Aid, Relief and Economic Securities, CARES Act. This is exclusively designed for coronavirus aid, as a coronavirus aid. So this act is so wonderful. It was never before, ever after in our lifetime. Such a beautiful act with so many benefits. We never heard of that. So we will go through in more details about this act. So that's why the act is very important to know. And of course, every individual, small business owners, everyone is getting benefited in different ways. So we will try to focus, we'll try to highlight on at least the top provisions, the most important provisions from this act. So the act was passed on March 27th, 2020, and it is a $2 trillion legislation. This was the biggest ever legislation passed to support in a natural disaster timing. As the act is too big, it's an 800 pages document. It's too complicated, and they try to release the act in a very short time, and there are many clarities are missing. There is a lot of missing information. There are many loopholes because they were in a hurry to release it. So because of that, even the act was passed 10 days back till now on day-to-day basis, they have been releasing many clarifications and notifications and few amendments, few corrections to support this act. So as a team, we are getting updated to bring the best knowledge, to share our best knowledge to our community. We are trying to get updated on hourly basis. We are closely monitoring IRS, US Treasury, and SBA, and also the White House announcements. Every announcements we are going through in detail to identify what are the changes are coming up. Because the yesterday whatever they told, it might not be valid today. So confusing, so complicated act it is. So that from that complicated act, I am trying to bring in only few points, only few provisions which are relevant to most of you guys here. So I'm focusing more on business owners and self-employed individuals. So in the next 30 minutes, I hope you will get to know more about this act. We will get into the details now. But I will start with, because the act is too big, first I want to just summarize what are the major benefits. Then when we go in more, then we'll handle one, so that you will not get confused. Because the most important one, the most popular ever provision in the entire US history is SBA forgivable loans up to $10 million. They're giving loans to you and it's completely 100% forgivable. It means you take a loan from the government, and if you meet the conditions, if you use the money for the given purpose, you don't need to pay it back. It's absolutely free money. So this is so popular. Who will give free money to us in the lifetime? But they are giving, government is giving now. Number two, SBA emergency grant up to $10,000. It is again free money. You don't need to pay it back. This money. We will go through more details about this. And you can withdraw up to $100,000 from your retirement account. It can be 401k account. It can be a SEP IRA or SEP IRA or IRA account without paying any penalties. Generally, whenever you withdraw money from your retirement accounts, you might be knowing you need to pay 10% penalty and you need to pay taxes. But now, if you withdraw this money up to $100,000, you don't need to pay any penalty. And yes, you can pay the taxes. But if you repay the money, whatever you have withdrawn in the next 3 years, you don't even need to pay these taxes also. So in simple terms, you withdraw money, no penalties, and if you repay it back in 3 years, you don't need to pay any taxes also. Such a beautiful provisions they have. Then SBA disaster loans. A business owner can get up to $2 million in loans with working capital. It's a long-term working capital loan. You can get it, and you can apply directly. You can apply for this loan directly from SBA website, sba.gov. If you search, you can go there and you can apply. I will go through all more details about all these loans and all those details in the next slides. The next one, defer payroll taxes. You don't need to pay your payroll taxes on your employees' salaries on the payroll. As an employer, you need to pay taxes. But for the FICA, you don't need to pay that FICA now till December 2020. And you can defer the payment. It's not, you can defer this payroll tax payment to the 2021 and 2020. We will get to know more details about this. Then recovery rebates. So if you are an individual, as long as you meet few conditions, you are going to get $1,200 check. If you are an adult, you are going to get $1,200 check into your bank account, direct deposit. What are the conditions we need to meet? It's completely free, and we will talk about that. Then get cash for not operating losses. If your business is in losses, you can reopen your previous year's tax returns and net it off these losses with the gains, and you can get the money back. In simple terms, you can monetize your losses from your business either in 18, 19, 20 the losses can be converted into the cash. We will talk that more about that also. Then employee retention credit. So if you read, if your company, if your business is impacted by more than 50% of sales, but still if you continue to retain your employees, you can get up to $10,000 per employee. And sick employee payroll tax credit. If your employee, if employees can avail sick leave, and you can pay them, it's a paid sick leave, and you can get $2,000 per employee per quarter from government for it to you. As an employer, you will get it. And the last one, you might be aware, tax deadline extension. Tax deadline is extended to July 15th from April 15th for individuals and C corps. The tax deadline for partnership and S corps was March 15th, which was done already. Unless you filed extension, the due date is September 15th. So these are the very highlights, top highlights. We will go through one now. The first one, stimulus check. Around $500 billion are allocated to give these checks. So who will get these checks? An adult can get check for up to can get a check of $1,200. If you file a married filing jointly, you can get $2,400. And if you have a child, depending child, you can get $500 per child. So how do you get it? What are the conditions to get this? You will get a full check if you are a single and if your income is less than $75,000. If you're married and if your income, adjusted gross income, is less than $150,000, then you get a full check of $2,400 or $1,200, whatever is applicable. If what happens if my income exceeds 150K, then it starts phases out. Till 198K, the amount starts slowly phasing out. For every $100 increase in incremental increase in your AGI, you lose 5%. So in summary, if you exceed 198K of AGI, if your income is exceeding 198K, you won't be getting this check. But if it's less than that, you will be getting a partial check. If it's less than 150K, you will be getting a full check. And it is a free, completely free, and it is based on latest tax return. If you are not yet filed your 2019 tax return, don't worry. They will do the disbursement of funds based on 2018 tax returns. If you have not yet filed your 2018 tax return, please file it as soon as possible at the earliest. And if there is any change in the bank account, or if they cannot find your bank account by any way, then they will send a check to your house. So if there is any change in address, there is a form you need to submit to the IRS. Please do that. So they already started working on this in dispersing the checks. We are expecting to get the checks, start receiving the checks in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Loans. The next one we're talking about loans. In the entire $2 trillion package, $500 billion are given for the stimulus check. $500 billion are kept aside for loans. There are two major loans we are talking about. Number one, Paycheck Protection Program, PPP. This name is very popular now in the last 10 days. Every business owner might be knowing this. If not, then you will get to know more now. And there is a second loan, EIDL loan, which is a disaster loan, economic injury disaster loan, which we will get to more details now. First, we will start with the first one, Paycheck Protection Loan Program. There is a lot of money involved here, and it is completely forgivable. So it means you don't need to pay it back. And the funds allocated at this point is $349 billion are assigned for this loan program. And there is a lot of craze for this money. Millions of small business owners are running for this money, and they believe the money is not enough. So 200 to 250 billion more to 200 to 215 billion dollars will be maybe adding soon. Already there is a proposal to add 200 to 250 billion dollars funding on this program, because it's a super crazy project. And as per latest news, I think it's almost they already approved 100 billions of dollars. PPP program loans are already approved, but we are not very sure what is the backup, in what places they approved. But as per the news, it's already $100 billion are already approved. Of course, they are not yet dispersed. The funds are not yet dispersed, but $100 billion are already approved. Well, so it sounds very interesting. Free money. Who don't want free money? Everyone wants free money. Okay, how I am eligible for this? We'll go through these details. You need to have a small business. Even either non-profit organizations also eligible. Self-employed is also eligible. Even you are a realtor or you are a Schedule C small business owner, you don't need to even have a separate legal entity. As long as you have the payroll, you can do this. Self-employed, independent contractors. If you are working on 1099s, you are eligible for this loan. And the condition is the number of employees in your business should be less than 500 employees. And the business has to be in the operations as of February 15, 2020. And we need to demonstrate there is a COVID-19 impact. How do you demonstrate? First, they are taking a written declaration, self-declaration, stating that there is a COVID-19 impact on your business. We need to demonstrate that. If there are any follow-up questions, we need to prove, because they are giving away so many billions of dollars funds to support the businesses who have COVID-19 impact. We'll get into a few more features of this law. First of all, a single businessman, business owner, a legal entity can get loan up to $10,000. Then, and for this loan, you don't need to give any collateral, no personal guarantees, and it's just 1% interest rate they are giving. And the term is 2 years. You need to repay it in 2 years. So just this in the life, who will do $10 million loan with no collateral, no guarantee, no security? It's so crazy. And really, this is true. And I have been seeing people are getting approved for all these loans. 6 to 6, and the first repayment, the EMI, the loan repayment EMI won't be starting until 6 months at least. So you don't need to pay back the EMI. The EMIs won't start till 6 months at least, and it can go up to 12 months. No prepayment penalty. You got this loan. You may think that, why do I need this money? I don't need this money. After a couple of months, you may be thinking, okay, I don't need this money. Okay, give it back. No prepayment penalties. And this loan is given based on your credit score. So there will be a inquiry on your credit score because of this loan, if you apply for this loan. And they don't even need your tax returns. You don't need to file your 2019 tax returns. There is no mandate. If it's not at file, then okay, even with your 2018 tax return and a 2019 financial statement. Very few requirements are there looking, and they are approving also very fast. And I have been hearing many people loans are already approved, and people are waiting for the funds. This sounds very interesting. So how much money I can get this? How much money you can get it? This is the formula. Total payroll in the last 12 months before submitting the application by 12 into 2.5. Simple formula. What is your total payroll cost? Divided by 12 into 2.5. Monthly average payroll into 2.5 times. That is the amount you are eligible to get this as a loan. In this computation, one catch is there. If any of your employees are getting more than $100,000 as a payroll cost, if the cost is more than $100,000, we need to cut. You need to. There is a cap for $100,000. If, for example, an employee is getting more than 120, 125K, but when you do your total payroll calculation, you can only take $100,000 as a cost for the employee. So this sounds good. You are eligible. The amount also you know now. You know the futures. What are the futures and conditions, and you know how much amount you are going to get. Okay, now you got this amount. How you can use this money? Are there any restrictions to use this money? Yes, there are restrictions. There are restrictions to use this money. You can use, okay, so before I want to give the clarification of what is a payroll cost, because this is a very frequently asked question to us. What is the definition of the payroll cost? The payroll cost is a gross pay as per your monthly payroll report, plus payment for any vacation, medical or sick leaves, plus retirement benefits. If you are helping your employees by contributing some percentage for their retirement accounts, maybe 401k, you might be contributing 2% or 3% for your employees as an employer contribution. Add all those three components, whatever cost you get it, that is the payroll cost in the definition. And the frequently I get one more question: do I need to include payroll taxes on this payroll cost computation? Answer is no. On the gross pay, employer is supposed to pay Social Security and Medicare taxes. Do I need to include this? Answer is no. You cannot include payroll taxes, employer's share of payroll taxes in this calculation. Then, okay, you got the funds. Now we'll look into how to use these funds. You can use these funds for the payroll. You can use it for the employee benefits. You can use it for the group health insurances. You can use it for the mortgage interest, rent, and utilities, and interest on debt if you already have the debt as of February 15. So you can use it for any of these purposes. You can say that I got the fund. If I don't use it for this purpose, what will happen? You have to pay back. You have to pay back your money. You have to give a funds utilization statement to the bankers. If you're not meeting the conditions, you may need to pay it back. If you use it for any other purposes, then just a point to be noted here: the total payroll cost, so the total amount you spent on the payroll, should not be less than 75% of the total loan amount, because they are giving these funds to protect your employees so that you don't let them go. So you have to use at least 75% of the total funding only for your payroll cost. The balance amount, you can use it for the other things, but minimum 75% is mandatory. And this is the cream on a cake forgiveness. You got a loan, and the loan can be 100% forgivable. You don't need to pay back even a single dollar as long as you use the funds for the given purpose. How beautiful it is. There are few conditions. What is the purpose of this? They are giving this loan to protect your employees. So as long as if you can use these funds for the given list of expenses within 8 weeks from the date of disbursement of the loan, and if you can submit the entire list of expenses along with all the supporting documentation and accounting summary to your banker, entire money can be forgivable, and it is non-taxable event. You don't need to pay back. I am personally, as my business owner, as a business, I am applying for few of my clients in millions of dollars, and if they meet all these conditions, they don't need to pay back this money at all. Who will give the free money in your life? Money won't come for free, but money is coming for free now. Of course, to protect your employees, as long as you prove your COVID-19 impact. So if you need this money, if you think if your business is in trouble, you can use this opportunity. You can avail this service. So what are the documents you needed for this? You need to file, you need to give your 941s, W3, and 2019 business tax return if it's filed, or otherwise at least they need an income statement. If you are self-employed, they need your Schedule C form. Schedule C they want to see. Then payroll reports. So what is the breakup for the last 1 year? How much money you spent on your payroll reports, and in monthly and in detail the annual summary, and also in detail. This is all about paycheck protection program. The last slide on this program. What are the major important points you need to consider? Now you understood how the funds will come, how to get the forgiveness, and everything. But there are a few more points you need to understand. In US, there are 30 million plus business owners. There are 15 million self-employed. And how many banks we have for this loan, for this PPP loan? You need to reach out to a banker. So 45 million people are running for this money. Millions of people are running for billions of dollars. How banks can handle this? We don't have no bank has this bandwidth, so much of bandwidth. All self-employed people are self-employed and business owners fall on them, apply for these loans. Super crazy. And banks have tie up with SBA. They have to follow all their guidances, SBA guidances. Banks are bombarded with the mails, applications. They don't have the bandwidth to review. So now what they are trying to do? What bankers will get? Bankers will get some fixed fee on every loan what they issue. So what they try to do? They try to process as many as possible. So to make your application be successful, what is required? Your application should be flawless application. If you think that if there are any errors, if they come back again, your application will be in the queue again, because there are limited number of funds. You need to be in the front in the queue. And flawless application is required. How you demonstrated your situation. If there are any follow-up questions, how do you answer? These are very important. And many people told me the application is very simple. Why it is so tough? Why professionals are required? What you need to do now, what you need to know here is applying for this loan is easier, might be, but how to maximize the funds. Even you are eligible for 100K, if you ask for 80K, you will do only 80K. But how to get that maximum amount to how much you can get, that is very important. How to get this approved, that is important. And after you get the funds, it has to be forgiven. How to get these funds forgiven? In the given time frame, we have to use the money for the given purpose. After that, we have to submit all the accounting summary to them. And even you do a small mistake, the entire amount might not be forgiven. You want to take those risks, be very cautious. Be when you're submitting applications or responding to them, talk to your CPAs, get the guidance before messing up the application, because this is a free money at the end. Now I'm going to getting into the second loan. Okay. Few people ask me, their banks, I'm sorry, before getting this response, a few people reached out to me saying that the banks are not accepting what to do. So we are personally monitoring 100 banks in US who are tied up with SBA. We are listing out every bank who is taking the applications from the customers, not from the non-customers also. If you see here, so there are some banks like this. We have a big list. Just this is an example. If anyone wants to know which banks are helping in this process, even you are not a customer, let me know. We are happy to help. We are getting into the second loan, which is a EADL loan. This is This loan is coming from Small Business Administration, and this is a long-term working capital. What is the CADL loan? This is a low-interest disaster loan for the working capital for the business owners who are impacted with the COVID-19. If your business meets these has these challenges, or if you meet the eligibility, you can go for this loan. It's a simple 3-step process at very high level. You apply for this loan in online. They look into the documentation, supporting documentation they will ask for. There will be back and forth questions will be there. After that, once the loan is approved, they will disperse the funds in the next couple of weeks. I think 2 days back, there's an announcement came from US Treasury saying that the funds have to be dispersed within a maximum of 10 days from the date of approval. So this is at very high level. We'll go through in more detail. What is the eligibility? Who is eligible for this to apply for this loan? A small business owner, a private non-profit organizations are eligible who are directly or indirectly impacted with the COVID-19. Good. I am a small business owner. I am interested for this loan. What is the criteria? What are the major criteria to get this loan approval? There are 3 criteria. Number 1, eligibility. So for number 1, credit history. What is your credit history? Because the credit history plays a very key role in both the loans. The recommended credit history is at least 640. And you should be able to demonstrate that you can repay the loan within the time period. You need to demonstrate you have a business, you have a forecast, you need to demonstrate that. And you need to demonstrate, you need to prove that you are eligible, stating that your business is impacted with the working capital losses. What are the loan terms? The loan, you can get loan up to $2 million, and the interest is 3.75% for the small businesses and 2.75% for the non-profit organizations. And the term of the loan is up to 30 years, but we think they may approve between 7 to 15 years, because all these conditions are, how much money to be approved or what term it is to be will be decided by the SBA underwriters. No banks involved in this loan. Okay, it sounds good. You are a business owner, you are eligible, you got the funds. How to use these funds? There are given list of guidance. You can use these funds to pay any fixed debt, either interest payments or EMIs or payroll or accounts payable of your business and other bills as required. And the loans are not, please note that the loans are not intended to replace your sales. These are pure working capital loan. You are not supposed to buy any capital assets, or you are not supposed to do any investments with this loan amount. Okay, this is good. Is the collateral required for this loan? No, up to $25,000 of loan. If it's more than $25,000 loan, you need to give a collateral, and you need to give a collateral which is a tangible, and you need to give a personal guarantee if you are applying for more than $200,000. And who has to do the personal guarantee? Any business owner who has more than 20% of stake in the company has to give. If there are 3 partners, every partner has to give the personal guarantee. So who is eligible for this loan? They have given a list of industries which are not eligible at all. Few examples are agricultural enterprises, public non-profit organizations, gambling business, casinos, and real estate developers. If you are in a business where you develop a land and sell it, then you are considered as and you sell the property, you are considered as a real estate developer, you are not eligible for this. Anyone who is not in this list are eligible for this loan to apply. And they have given some example of loans also. examples of industries. Some examples are hotels, retail market as a retailers, wholesalers, or real estate property owners. This is very important. Most of you guys might be having real estate properties. What happens if a tenant is not paying rent, but you need to pay your EMI? Go and apply for this loan. And the list is not limited. Just they have given an examples, and the list is not limited to, because if you are an IT company owner, your company is not listed here, but still you are eligible. I mean, because you are not in not eligible category. Then we'll get into the one more, emergency grant. There is no separate application for this. This is a part of the EADL loan application. A business owner can apply for this grant up to $10,000. So you may get up to $10,000, and the money will be distributed in 1 to 3 weeks after you submit the application. And earlier they were saying that they want to give it as an advance of the EADL loan, long-term disaster loan. If the loan is approved, now these are recent updates. If the loan is approved, you don't need to pay back this amount. If the loan is rejected, you don't need to pay back this amount. In simple terms, whatever money you are getting here, free. And yesterday there is a clarification. So there is some clarity they have given. But still, SBA on SBA.gov website, it's not yet clear. But there are some other government websites they have mentioned about this. They are not giving this $10,000 per company because of overwhelming response. To help many business owners, they are trying to give $1,000 per employee in your business. If you have 2 employees, you get $2,000. If you have 10 employees, maximum $10,000. So, but this money is also free money. There are few other information which you need to know. These loan funds are directly coming from US Treasury. There are no mediators, no banks in this, and there is no obligation to take even the loan is approved. You may be thinking, I don't have any problem at this point for working capital issues. Your business is doing good. But what happens if the business continues, if your business is going to face issues in the next 3 months or 6 months? At that time, this process, the loan application process, will take a couple of months. So you can apply for the loan now. By the time it gets approved, maybe 2 to 3 months, you can see whether you really need this loan or not. If you don't need this loan, then you don't even need to take it. And if you want to pay it back, if you got the loan after 2 to 3 months, you think that no, I don't need this money. Okay, pay it back, no penalties, no prepayment penalties for this. Then what are the information required? Supporting documentation. They need a complete set of application. They need a schedule of liabilities. They need personal financial statement. They need collateral, last year tax returns. If 2019 is not yet filed, it's okay. 2018 plus last year financials and current year financials also they want, YTD, and monthly sales figures. It sounds a bit confusing. There are 2 loans we are talking about. What is the major difference between these 2 loans? PPP loan, EADL loan. First we discussed about PPP loan. The second one is EADL loan. Just I'm trying to compare it so that your understanding you'll have a better understanding. PPP loan is being given to save your employees, and you need to use the money within 8 weeks. EADL is to save your business so that you don't shut down your business. And this is a long-term loan with it can be up to 30 years. These are few broad differences. These are the few broad differences. Like the PPP loan is 100% forgivable, and EADL loan is not forgivable at all. So the most popular loan is PPP loan. The winner of this game is PPP loan. How to get this money? They already started taking applications. Even you are a sole proprietor, still you can apply. How do you apply for this EADL loan? You can apply this loan from disaster website directly. There are no banks involved, and you can otherwise you can download this application, fill it, and send it to them. Then where to apply for this loan? When to apply this loan? The due date is December 18th, I believe, December 2020. And but when I recommend you to apply now, because there is a limitation on the funds. You need to be top in the queue. You need to be in the front line to get these funds. Loans are over now. Then we will get into the sick leave. There are a few other areas where we can be looking. If you have a qualified employees, they are eligible to get 2 weeks of paid leave, paid sick leave. If they are not coming to office because of because of quarantine instructed by local or federal governments, then they are eligible up to $5,000 in the 2 weeks to get it. And they are not coming to office because they need to take care of their kids. Still, they are eligible to get a paid leave up to $2,000. Then family medical leave. If one of your if you are not coming to office because there is a public health emergency declared by your local government, local county government, then you are eligible to get a family medical leave for 12 weeks. And employer will get a paid leave, and employer will get a reimbursement of up to $10,000. There are few loopholes here, but I don't want to discuss here. But there are many people are discussing in different ways. Few loopholes are there to utilize this. And if you have anything, I can answer you offline. Retirement funds. You can withdraw loan from your retirement account up to $100,000. There is a typo here. Sorry, it's a $10,000, $100,000, and you can repay it back within 5 years. This is the first 401k loan. The second one is distributions. You can withdraw money from your 401k up to $100,000, no penalties and no taxes if you repay it within 3 years. But there are some conditions you need to meet. Few conditions, like you need to be impacted. You need to demonstrate that you are impacted either because of the COVID, your health is impacted because of the COVID, or your financial position is impacted because of COVID. Then only you are eligible for this. Payroll tax credit. You don't need to, as I said, you don't need to pay payroll taxes up to December 2020. The 6.2%, which is the FICA of an employee share, it's the 6.2 employer share of FICA, and you can pay this 50% you can defer and do the payment by 50% by 2021 December. The next year, 2 years from now, 50% balance. Net operating losses. If your business is in the losses, you can go back. You can go back and adjust your losses with your previous year's profits and get a cash back. In simple terms, if you have loss in the business, generally what we do, we carry over to the next years till you get a profit. But if there were some profits in the past, you can go backwards, not upfront, you can go backwards and adjust these losses with your profits and get the tax whatever you paid earlier, the percentage what to the extent of these losses, you can get back that money. If your businesses are not in the losses at all, this is not for you. But if a business in the losses in the 2018, 19, 20, then this is for you. This is a bit more complicated. Still, we are yet to get a lot of clarification. We are yet to receive a lot of clarifications. You can work with your CPA to get this done. On top of all this, many states announced many states announced funds, support funds, apart from the federal. Whatever we discussed on the federal. Now, there are different states announce either loans or funds. If you come under any of these states, you are eligible to go and apply for this loan or for this support. Otherwise, go and check your state website to see how they are helping you in your state, how they are helping the small business. So see this, there are federal support initiatives, SBA initiatives, state and local government initiatives to support you guys. And the other new change has come up. You can give a charitable donation of up to $300 in 2020, and you can claim as a deduction even you are filing a standard deduction. Even you are filing a tax return with a standard deduction. Earlier, you can claim charitable donations, contributions as a tax deductible expense only when you file itemized tax return. But now, every individual, if they have given any charitable donations, they can claim $300 even though they are filing standard tax return. Spread this word. I just said I started this conversation stating that many of my clients are impacted with this business. Not only my clients, in your community, in your city, in your state, in your country, many companies, many businesses have closed down. Help them, but they are not aware of these news that government is helping, and there are very limited number of funds. It's a first come first basis. Whoever goes there, they will get the funds. So please spread this word. Please spread this word. Help as many as possible. If there is any help you need from my side, I'm happy to come and talk to them. I'm happy to come and give a webinar in your community, exclusive for your community. It can be a business community, or it can be whatever the smaller community or bigger community. I'm happy to come and talk. I want to bring the awareness. We all here, we are struggling so much because of COVID. I know personally many people lost jobs, many businesses closed down. Let's help each other. Help each other. Someone is giving money to help us. Use the opportunity to, if you are in the problem. If you are in a problem, please use this opportunity. Thank you very much for this opportunity. And before we get into the Q&A, and I want to hand it over to our attorney here. Just before that, I want to talk 1 minute about my business. If you need any of help in applying for these loans, feel free to reach out to me. We have been helping hundreds of business owners to get these loans. We are experts here. We can either help you only for the loans, or otherwise even we can help you from the entire $2 trillion of packages, how best your business can be, how to optimize the benefits as a business owner. Completely, we can do a planning for you how to optimize it. Or otherwise, if you want me to help on any of the loans, I'm happy to do that. Feel free to reach out to me, and I can help you on all this entire loan process in getting the rebates, getting the credits, deferring the taxes, everything I can help you as required. And I also help you for all my clients. I offer a free tax assessment for your business owner, and I also I do a personal financial planning for all my clients at free. I analyze your current financial situation, and I help you to take a better informative decisions on for your life. These are the services which I offer. I offer bookkeeping, tax returns, tax filing. I'm a tax planning expert. And this is my, if you would like to schedule a meeting, feel free to, these are my contact details. Feel free to reach out to me. This is my direct email ID, direct contact number. And you can schedule a meeting with me by just scanning this barcode. Open your camera from your mobile, keep it before this barcode. You don't need to have a QR barcode for this. Just automatically a link pops up. You can schedule a meeting. If you are a business owner, feel free to download my 67 tax saving strategies booklet. It has a lot of information along with a reference to all IRS board numbers. This is a very informative. Kishore, I'm happy to. Thanks for this opportunity. We can give it to our
Sure. Thank you. Yeah, over to you, Rahul Garu. So please touch on a lot of H1Bs or H4EADs. They have a lot of questions on can they receive these checks or not, or what is the process, how those checks will be dispersed, whether they have to apply for something or they will directly receive it. So they have a lot of questions. So from immigration perspective, please explain like how this CARES Act will help visa holders. Rahul Garu, you are unmuted. Let me, Anil, you can go ahead with one or two questions. In meantime, Rahul, maybe he might have stepped out for a minute or two. So one of the questions is, can we avail any of the business loans or PPP if we already closed the business?
No, answer is no.
Okay, am I unmuted right now?
Yeah, Rahul.
Can you hear me, Kishore? Okay.
Yes, Rahul.
Anil has already covered all the technical details with regards to when, what need to be applied, what doesn't need to be applied, how you're eligible, how you're not. I'm going to only cover the immigration aspects of the issues though. With regards to the immigration, what Anil said is that things are developing right now, and there are a lot of things that are coming. I mean, the law has been passed, and he said it's about 600 to 800 pages. It's very hard to go through all those different things. At this point of time, there is no restriction whatsoever at all on what Anil said, what the business people can avail. Can the person be legal, the business owner be legal in the United States? What if the person is illegally present in the United States? There is no clear guidance at all at this point of time. I would recommend all the people to avail all the opportunities that are there right now. The $1,400 what Anil to $2,800 what he was speaking about is, it's a tax thing. What you pay to the government, they're giving it back to you. So it has nothing to do whether you're legally present in the country, whether you're illegally present in the country. Did you pay the taxes? They're giving it back to you. Take it. Absolutely no problem with it. With regard to PPP, the Payroll Protection Plan, they are giving this loan to the business. They are not giving to the individual person. So a business has a tax ID number. If you don't have a tax ID number, I would recommend to contact Anil on this one. If you have a tax ID number, that means you are a live person in United States. If you're a live person in the for the legal purposes, a tax ID number is like a social security number. So if you're here, you, the business, can take the advantage of this PPP plan. There's nothing that is preventing you to do it. And there are also a couple of other things, unemployment benefits that he did not cover. There is extra $600 every other week, or I don't know exactly how much the amount is, but unemployment benefits cannot be taken by the H1Bs and F1 visas, but unemployment benefits can be taken by H4s and L2 EAD persons. Absolutely no problem with that. So take the benefits if you're eligible for, and the only thing that I believe in, as what Anil has covered most of the topics, everything the non-immigrants or the people who are not US citizens can be taken. The only thing that I know that cannot be taken is the unemployment benefit, and that too, H4 EADs and L2 EADs can take the benefit if their employment authorization is there. Most probably Anil did not cover the unemployment benefit because it's an insurance policy that people pay. So your employer is paying for the insurance policy, you're getting it. It's just like a medical insurance. So you're eligible for it. But the only problem is H1s and F1s cannot take the benefit of the unemployment insurance. I want to, cut down and open up the floor for Kishore or anybody to ask the question.
Yeah, sure, Rahul and Anil. So there are a lot of questions by members. So based on if it is immigration, I request Rahul to answer them. If they are more tax related, then Anil will answer them. So if H1B can, if H1B has a business, is it safe to take these loans?
That's my answer. It's the business is taking the loan, okay? So the business owner is not counted in this one. It's the business that is taking the loan.
Okay.
Kishore?
Yeah. I am on H1 and my wife is on H4 and I have filed my taxes jointly for year 2019. I have claimed my wife as dependent on my tax filing and she is not working and she doesn't have H4 EAD. Am I eligible for this check given my gross income is less than 150K?
Yes, he is eligible from the tax perspective. Yes.
As far as the immigration perspective, he is eligible for it. Absolutely no problem.
Okay, next one. I am on H4 EAD and was furloughed as of April 1st. I applied for Texas State Unemployment Insurance, but want to know how should I apply for federal unemployment insurance?
There's only one unemployment insurance. It's only Texas unemployment insurance. There's no federal unemployment insurance. It automatically, the federal and states are combined, only state operates it. Anil, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you are right. All unemployment benefits are designed by state respective states. So you need to reach out to your state authorities for the unemployment benefits.
Or single person LLCs eligible for the loans?
Yes, they are. Once again, as a sole proprietor, either they can apply as a sole proprietor or they need to have employees even to apply for PPP. But in simple answer, yes, they are eligible.
Okay. Next question is, I wanted to apply for the $10,000 grant today. However, the application said that it is EIDL application. Is it the same application for the EIDL and for $10,000 grant, or is it different? If so,
it is the same application. It is a 5 steps application. I think in the last 4th or 5th step, there is an option to put a tick mark. Do you need $10,000? You need to say yes. Then you get this money. It's the same application.
okay. Can we use the approved PPP loan funds to pay towards 401k employer portion in the 8 weeks after fund is granted?
Employee portion, yes, it is. You can use it.
How to track the PPP funds that are used on payroll to distinguish from other expenses on the books?
I strongly recommend to have a separate bank account for this. Otherwise, if you try to mess it up with the current funds, then it's very difficult to prove it. So please create a separate bank account when you get these funds.
When should we provide proof to get loan forgiveness?
After completion of 8 weeks.
Can people on business visa apply for these loans?
On business visa?
No. No.
They are not
Sorry,
even
Anil, I have to do.
They are not authorized to do the business at all first. So
So Anil, do you have a link which shows all the list of banks where we can have access to it?
No, I don't have it because we are closely. I mean, I don't have it to share it with you. But I do it for. I'm tracking 100 banks for my clients' purpose. But you can reach out to me offline. I am happy to share the information.
For the $10,000 grant, how much will self-employed can get because they have no employees?
Okay, to get the $10,000, you don't need to have an employee setup. You can apply, and you can get the full. Sorry, if you don't have an employees, as per the new class, it's not at officially on SBA.gov website. You may not even get it, but we are still waiting for more clarity on that.
For PPP funds, you mentioned there is no tax implications. Does that mean when funds are used for payroll wages, then there is no payroll tax and income tax for employee?
No, that's not I meant. When the amount is forgiven, in literally you are getting a free money. It's an income for you. So, but you don't need to pay any taxes on that amount. So the forgivable amount is completely tax free.
For self-proprietor, since there are no employees, how much we can apply under PPP and how do we calculate the max amount under PPP?
So we need to work out on the, we need to show the what is your schedule C says. What is your total income? What are your expenses? After that, what are the net income you have? This amount plus retirement benefits, then the retirement benefits contribution plus health insurance premiums if you pay anything. All these three together, that is your eligibility as a total payroll for the year. But however, as I said, there is a limit, there is a cap on $100,000. So in simple terms, the maximum you can get is $20,000 to $25,000 as a sole proprietor. Because if it's take $100,000 as a maximum cap of payroll cost, plus other expenses like health benefits, plus retirement funds contribution, it can go up to 125K maximum. And if you do the math, divided by 12 into 2.5, it is approximately $20,000 to $25,000 maximum you get it as a self-employed.
Okay. Donation of 300 deductible is for all or only for business owners only?
For all, every individual.
One of our employees is on contract base, so we pay him one check every month. We give him 1099 every year so he can file his taxes. Can he apply for this 10,000 stimulation program being a contractor?
Answer may be no, because they need to demonstrate the working capital requirement. So answer might be no, but application is free. You can try, but because they don't have an employees also, only if you have an employees you get an emergency grant of $10,000. But if you 1099 doesn't have an employee, then he may not get it.
Okay. Can a DBA home-based business, can they have loan?
What is BBA?
They are doing business as a home-based business.
Oh, DBA. Okay, sorry, DBA. Okay, doing business as okay. Home, yes, they can do that. Yes, because as I said, sole proprietors also can do it. Even you don't need to have a legal entity to apply for this loan.
So someone already closed the business. Now they want to reopen the business and avail the loan. Can they do it?
Yes, they can do it. I mean, if they close it during the last couple of months because of the COVID, then they can reopen. If they laid off already employees, and they can bring back those employees and they can avail for this loan.
Okay, that's a good news. We are an IT company and we sponsor H1 visas a lot of times. If we go for 10,000 stimulation package, can we still sponsor H1 visa? Because I heard that there were some issues before and will be in future when you apply for such kind of disaster or relief loans, especially when you sponsor H1 visas. I think there is a clause also in that 800 pages, but not sure. Rahul Gadar.
From our side,
yeah. My
from
question,
the tax
Anil.
application perspective, I don't see any changes. they can do it. I personally filing for many IT companies. I don't see any problem, but I'll let Rahul to speak on it.
As of now, there is nothing there, no provisions. In 2008 and 2009, when they gave that package to banks and certain things, they were very clear that they should not do certain things on the H-1B. But in this package, they have not put anything. But as Anil pointed out, if any development will come in, that's a different issue. But as of now, we don't see anything. And particularly in 2008 and 2009, it was a different administration. This administration is a little bit different. They're more business friendly. So we have not seen any restriction whatsoever at all on any visas or immigration things in whatever Anil has said right now.
Correct.
Thank you, Rahul.
I agree with Rahul.
I am on H4 EAD and I am doing a home-based business. Can I avail these loans?
Yes, you can.
Is
My answer, Kishore?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can. I don't see any problem.
I'm sorry.
No, I mean, there are two aspects, Anil and me. So, no, I don't see any problem in him doing it.
Okay. Is PPP available for single landlords without payroll or employees?
No.
For unemployment, is the H4 EAD has to be currently working or not? Rahul Garu?
No, for unemployment, they cannot be working. If they are working, they cannot claim unemployment.
No.
H4 EADs can claim unemployment. And if you're working, I mean, irrespective of, even if you're a US citizen, if you're working, you cannot claim unemployment. Period.
No, I think they might have meant like, for example, somebody is on H4 EAD, but she is not working since last 6 months. So now because of COVID, can they claim that unemployment?
There are some restrictions with regards to if you are ever been employed and if you have never been employed. I don't know if Anil knows a little bit more, but my knowledge is a little bit limited on it. But if you have never been employed, I think so the answer is no, you cannot apply for unemployment. But if you've ever been employed, okay, Anil, you may, can you correct me on that? But as far as Anil, I'll let you one thing. So there's no restriction there's no difference between green card holder, US citizen, or H4 EAD person. Can you answer the rest of the things, Anil?
Yes. Yes, answer is yes. What you said is right. You can file unemployment only when you prove that you were working earlier, but you are not able to get any job now. In those situations only you can avail an unemployment. So you need to have a previous track record.
Okay, and many members asked about like, yeah, do we need to be a green card holder or US citizen to get those stimulus checks? I think already Anil and Rahul answered that anybody can get them.
Absolutely no requirement for the stimulus check that you must be legally present in this country. You must be, there is no requirement for even legally present in this country also at this point of time. I do not read anything in those things. So you pay the taxes, you're going to get it. That's the legal requirement. There's nothing else.
Okay. If business doesn't have proper papers previously, can they still apply payroll protection loans?
They need payroll records at least to prove that, and at least they need a draft P&L. If as long as you have the end 940, 941s to prove that the payroll has been running for the last 1 year. If you have these main documents, at least, then definitely you can go and give a try. So let them decide whether they want to give it or not, but you don't need to stop and go and give an effort.
So do we need to apply for these stimulus checks? Or
No, it's an automatic.
I have my job right now, but I am uncertain in future. I am a self-employed LLC. can I apply for PPP loan?
You are a self-employed, okay, if you have a self-employed, then definitely, yes, you can apply for PPP loan based on your income for the last 1 year. One second, Kishore, did I understood the question correct? He said self-employed, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Anil, he's saying that he's self-employed, but he's working also right now. It's a good question though. So let's say, for example, I'm making $8,000 per month. In the past, let's say $6,000 per month in 2019. I'm still employed. Can I still take the loan?
Yes, you can take. As long as you have the Schedule C supporting, then yes. Otherwise, no.
It's a good question, Kishore, because what Anil said is that even though the person has employment, he can still take the loan, and that will be waived if there are other conditions to be met.
They should have
but
a
even if
running
as
yeah.
Yeah.
My status is E2. What type of loans I am eligible?
Okay. I'll pass to Rahul. What is E2? I don't know.
Yeah, E2 visa, you own a business with E2, otherwise you wouldn't have got an E2. It's not you who are taking the loan, it's your business which is taking the loan. So it's not the E2 person that is. You own a company, whether it's a DBA, whether it's a ABC Inc. So that company is taking a loan. So please follow what Anil has said. You have no restriction at all, whatsoever at all, just because you're an E2. It is not you, it is your company. So company is a US citizen for the purposes of the taxation. So you are that company is paying the taxes, you're eligible, follow the directions of Anil.
Thank you. I heard that if H4EAD apply for unemployment, then there will be problems during green card filing. Could you please throw some light on this, Rahul?
None whatsoever at all. This is like an insurance, like a medical insurance. You pay for medical, and then maybe you get a cancer, so you get paid, and there's nothing wrong. There are some restrictions on the H1B, none at all on the H4 at all.
In the current situation, is it still a good option to switch a company with H1B transfer and joining the company on receipt notice?
Rahul.
That's a gamble, and it has to be based on an individual situation. Is it a direct company where there's no? Is it a consulting company? What are the risk percentages associated with it? There is no clear answer, yes and no to it. But legally, Kishore and the other person who asked the question knows the answer that they could join based on the receipt notice. Absolutely, they can. Now, the question is that what he's asking is it advisable? Now, that's a gambling thing that he's looking into.
We are US citizens residing in Houston, Texas. My wife got laid off. How much my wife is eligible for unemployment payment? She used to make 100K, and how we should apply and any particular government website links. We don't want to go and apply personally due to the current situation.
You can apply it online. You need to look into your state specific unemployment website. I'm not very sure what is for the Texas, but yes, there are rates are given. The rates changes based on the state. Earlier, the range was per week 250 to around 700K, $700 per week based on the state. But because of this COVID CARES Act, it is increased by $600 per week. So on average, you may be getting around $1,000 per week for your state. But I wanted you to go and just Google search it. It's an online application.
So Anil,
yeah.
Let me answer the question. So previously, if it was $600 in Texas, and I would suggest the person who asked the question is it's Texas Workforce Commission. So, but then I have this question. I know that there is a $600 extra per week now. So if in Texas we were getting $600 per week, are you telling that we're eligible for $1,200 per week right now?
That's what my understanding. Yes, $600 extra they're giving. That is why many people are preferring to go for unemployment than working.
Okay. For example, if someone's H4EAD got expired, Rahul, and they are not able to get it on time due to Corona or whatever reason, are they still eligible for unemployment?
No, they are not eligible for unemployment.
Okay. LLC with two partners, one is on H1B and another is green card holder. Can they file individually or only together?
No, I'm sorry. Can you repeat this question?
LLC with two partners. One of the partner is on H1B and another partner is a GC holder. Should they file individually or should they file it together?
For what? Are you talking about tax return or your application, loan application?
I think, yeah, now they want to apply for the loan application.
Loan, yeah, it's only one entity, one EIN. Every company has an EIN. One EIN can apply for only one PPP loan.
Is there any other dollar benefits available for H1Bs other than stimulus checks? Rahul?
No, as for my no, apart from the leaves, the paid leave and the paid sick leave and family medical leave, I don't remember anything at this point.
Unfortunately, none. A lot of people ask this question: is furlough allowed for the H1Bs? Furlough means no pay, no work. That's not allowed. Unfortunately, there is nothing I can do about it. And also, can the companies cut down the hours and money for the H1Bs, just like US citizens and other people? Unfortunately, the answer is no. If they have to do it, they have to file an amendment. There are a lot of petitions, there are a lot of things that are going online that are suggesting they want to file a petition for it, but unfortunately, no, that's not there right now, Kishore.
Yeah, okay. So I know already, Anil and Rahul, you took more than 30 minutes in the planned schedule, and there are another 20-30 questions. So just I want to understand, like, yeah, I know I don't want to bother you much. Already you took a lot of your valuable time. If you want, we can do one more session sometime after 1 week or 2 weeks with more changes, or Rahul got this daily immigration session, so some of the members who did not get the answers, they can always join Rahul's daily immigration calls. We have those immigration groups. So in case if someone wants to be added to that immigration group, you can send me a message or you can email me on kishore.ramaraju@gmail.com. I can add you to the immigration groups and you can get answers to immigration related questions. And Anil already shared his contact information. So, and also there are multiple more webinars planned. So you can always get answers for the remaining questions. Yeah, thanks again, Anil and Rahul, for taking your valuable time.
Thank you, Kishore, for giving the opportunity. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much, Kishore. Thanks for this opportunity. And anyone can feel free to shoot an email to me directly to email if you have any open questions still. I'm happy to help. Thank you very much. Thanks for this opportunity. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all. Good night, everyone. Be safe.